What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Cyberrealm. Have you ever played Dynasty Warriors before? Good. Have you ever played Fire Emblem Heroes before? Excellent. Okay, for those of you who haven't, there's a first time for everything. Now, if you have, imagine combining the best of both worlds. Strategy and tactics with the history and legacy of...
Boring!
Wait, what do you mean history and legacy isn't important? Don't you ever read the lore? Hack and slash games are overrated. Now, if what I told you has intrigued you, take a look at the newly released game to Google Play, Tactical Three Kingdoms. This game takes the tactics in Fire Emblem Heroes and combines it with the characters and historical events in Dynasty Warriors. Level up a variety of historically accurate champions present during the Dynasty of the Three Kingdoms. Only... their names are a bit westernized, but fear not, as their historically recorded names are written right below. Play through the epic tales that describe the conflicts and events that surrounds these kingdoms. Acquire new champions through the scouting feature that is present in almost every single gacha game today. Build yourself the greatest team, forming alliances between the most unlikely champions throughout the dynasty. Test your own strength in the arena against many other noobs your level, and prove to them all that you are the strongest noob there is. Try out the game today. I mean, honestly. What else are you gonna do while confined to the space of your house? Go on, try something new. Alright, so just as I mentioned earlier in the introduction, this is a new game that just came recently around the Play Store. I'm not sure about App Store. You can take a look if you're the iOS users, but let me just go ahead and quickly go over what this game is about with you guys in detail, because I want to actually play this game a little bit and show you guys a little bit of the gameplay. Now, the creators of this game was nice enough to actually hook me up with a lot of the in-game items or utilities to get me started and showcase a little bit about what this game's all about. So, as you guys can see in the Heroes section, this is actually very similar, the gameplay is very similar to Fire Emblem Heroes, so if you ever played Fire Emblem Heroes, chances are you're going to be able to come to like this game. Now, I'm personally a huge fan of the Dynasty of the Three Kingdoms, and actually I've played a lot of Dynasty Warriors in my time, so I'm actually quite a huge fan. Now, some of the names are kind of weird. Hector, and generally what ends up happening is you'll see the original names of the characters down below their Western names. So, for example, I believe Cao Cao is in this, and I don't know why I'm pronouncing it with an accent, because I can actually say it properly, Cao Cao, which is actually the lord of the Wei Empire, or I guess you could call it the kingdom, the Wei Kingdom. Now, I'm not sure of where he is. No, that's the Lord of Wu. See, I keep confusing it, because Wei's color has always been blue, so I'm looking at blue, thinking that it's going to be the actual kingdom, but their kingdom and their elements are actually separate. So if you know, in most games there are elemental advantages and disadvantages. So there's the non-elemental ones, which is kind of the balance in between. We have the water, we have the earth, and then we have, or at least I call it the earth, and then we have the fire. Fire beats earth, earth beats water. Now, I could say it was wind, but I guess you could call it wind, sure. I mean, I'm not too knowledgeable on exactly, oh, it's wood. Okay, never mind, it's wood. And then we have fire, and then we have water, I believe, yeah, okay. And then we have the neutral? Gold, okay. So it's actually basing off the elemental formation of 金木水火土, except it's missing earth in here, but, oh well. Okay, so some of the popular characters, oh, I think this is the most famous strategist in all of the records of Dynasty, or the time of the Dynasty of the Three Kingdoms. He is the most famous strategist, Zhuge Liang, or actually, he has been a strategist for the Shu Empire for the longest time. And honestly, smartest man. He's got 700 IQ. Get him if you can. I actually don't know what his weapon does, because I never really take a look, but God's Command. Now, I don't actually know who this is referring to, so I'm gonna pass on that. We have Da Qiao here. I'm still trying to find the character. Oh, right. This is probably my favorite character. I just swapped out Lu Bu for someone else, didn't I? Ugh. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so as you can see here, Lu Bu, or his English name was Alexander. Lu Bu, or actually the official pronunciation is Lu Bu. He is the strongest, well, unmatched soldier or warrior of the history recorded in the records. And my god, is he strong. Okay, so he's probably like my favorite character out of them all. Then I basically put together a team of elite warriors of the time of this era. We have Zhao Yun, which is the greatest fighter in Shugo, or the Shu Empire. And then we have Zheng Fei, which is a buddy with Guan Yu. These guys, Guan Yu, Zheng Fei, and Liu Bei, which is the three brothers in arm in the Shu Empire. These three are considered like life bond brothers. They've got a bond between them, and they were gonna live and die together. That's their oath. Anyways, so these are the characters so far, and I'm personally just putting together a whole team of elites. I'm not really caring about gender at the moment. I could make a full female team if I want to, but anyways, I've been rambling on long enough about the empires themselves. Let's go ahead and go into the games. So we do have the leveling feature, which requires you to have these element-specific scrolls, which I have 0 out of 0 of, or these universal scrolls, which is, as the name suggests, universal. You can use it on any element. So you can use it to level them up. You could potentially go over, but they will tell you you have insufficient materials. You can grind them through the story mode or through hunting. So those are the two most important ones. If you realize that all of my heroes are actually nearly max starred, you can actually upgrade their star level once you have enough of the items. So once you level them up, you can actually star them up as well. But you need to level them up first, so I'm not going to have enough to be able to. Honestly, I wish I can show you guys a bit of this. So next is there's one slot that I never actually did realize. So I don't know about anyone else, but when I actually took a look at their equipment, you could actually have equipments for them. However, I wasn't able to find any, or maybe I haven't played long enough to actually figure out what the equipments are, but let's go ahead and jump into the story. So we're actually going to just jump right into a battle right here. Why I say this is very similar to Fire Emblem Heroes is you'll see, if you've ever played Fire Emblem Heroes, it's almost a strategy, turn-based strategy game, where you move your characters forward, backward, depending on their specialty. All of my characters are melee, but if you have ranged champions, you're actually able to attack from a certain distance. You gotta plan your moves out carefully, not to get into too much of their territory, but also make sure that you're not too far away to attack either. So, for example, if I'm going to move my Lu Bu, which I'm probably going to move towards the right side because he's got earth elements here, we have our Zhao Yun, which I'm going to probably move towards the right side as well because, well, as far away from... Actually, no, that's a mistake because I'm going to try to move him as far away from the earth element as possible. Now we got the fire going up here probably. I don't really care because honestly, they're not going to be able to kill me that easily. So let's go ahead and send the attack down. So we have this animation which throws in the attack. Very, very similar, identical even to the idea of Fire Emblem Heroes. Like, I'm going to keep referring to that because that's actually how closely similar these two are. Now, each of the characters have unique abilities, unique skills based on what they have. Now, you'll notice that underneath their HP gauge, you'll see kind of like a purple gauge. When that fills up, that's basically how much times you attack. Once that fills up to the max, you're actually able to use a special ability. So let me go ahead and use Peyton's ability here. Except, actually, no, he doesn't actually use his ability very well. So let's go ahead and use Zheng Fei's Daunting Roar. So Zheng Fei's actually basic ability reduces his HP by a certain amount every time he moves, or every time he attacks. However, his special grants him lifesteal, so basically you're able to heal back the damage that you deal at a certain amount. Now, this is as far as I got in terms of story. I didn't go very far, to be honest, but you guys can definitely check it out. I've already seen all of the, or at least I'm quite an expert in terms of the story already. So let's jump into a little bit more. We can go into the hunting, which actually allows you to acquire more of these evolutionary materials. So it'll actually say here, but it won't tell you. It's a 15% drop rate on an element. A certain element these are kind of medallions that you use to evolve a character or start up a character, so you're going to need them quite frequently. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in here. I'm just going to put it on auto because this is actually a nice way to kind of see how the auto system works. So the auto tends to kind of just rush you towards the enemy as quickly as you can. You don't want to use auto if you're not confident in your units, but once you are, you can actually just push right through. Autos are actually very nice when you're confident, but as you can see, they'll actually move you to a spot that might not be advantage to you. You might not want to be the one to get attacked, but you want to attack first. Anyone who's a Fire Emblem master strategist would understand that when you attack first, you have an edge, because if you take them out on that turn, they won't retaliate. But in this case, of course, we are not seeing the exact same thing. So another thing that I mentioned was the arena, which actually allows you to challenge other players. Now, right now, I believe I'm actually in the top. I'm actually ranked 2nd out of a lot of people. I'm actually surprised about that. But let's go ahead and fight somebody in here as of the moment. So it's actually fairly simple to just plan your characters out. Now, I see they actually have... I can't tell what that is. That looks like a leader or something of that kind. So as you can see, that was a ranged attack. My character was not able to retaliate because he was not back in range. But my characters now this round will move towards to attack. And as you can see, if your defense is high enough, you really won't take any damage. That's just how broken this game is. It's really weird. But then again, it's the same thing for every single game, right? And I want to showcase a little bit of the gacha right after this. So this is pretty much all the game's about so far. What I would recommend in terms of upgrading or suggestions to the game is that right now the character pool is fairly low. I'm not saying that's a bad thing in particular, but the amount of characters you can actually receive is not very high. And also, as far as I know, when I try to get myself a 5-star character, I have not actually gotten myself any luck to do so. I don't know about Fire Emblem Hero, but I think their chances are a little bit higher. I'm not too sure. I'm not making a comparison here as though the two games are the same, but they're quite similar. So now I'll show you guys why I mean the scouting system is actually very similar. So recruit. Now you want to try. I'm gonna go ahead and try the. I guess the Wu Empire should do. It's definitely not because it's ladies on the front page, so let's go ahead and run this. So as you can see, when you scout, you actually get 5 tokens, 5 icons. Now, when I scouted for the first time, it's 50, right? But you can summon them all for 150, so meaning worthy of just 3 scouts. So that's where it's close to Fire Emblem Heroes. If you don't have enough to scout all 5, that's okay. You scout 1, you try to go for another, try to go for another. So each of these represent not their element, but their nation that they come from. I believe this is actually Woogle, and let's see what we get here. Actually, wait, no, they're all Woogle, so this is actually their element, I think. And it's a 1-star too. So this would be gold, I'm guessing. It's the warlords. Oh, okay, so there are other technical... Okay, so they are actually based off of nations. This one, if I remember correctly, is Shuguo? Weiguo. Okay, never mind. I don't recognize these characters, but as you can see, the cost of each scout actually goes down as you scout. The next time it only costs 30. So what you can do is try this attempt multiple times until you can finally get them again, and you can go again for 50 gems, but I'm not going to go any further than this. That's basically the whole game as it is right now. So if you guys are interested, feel free to join this game. I am on this game relatively frequently, I would say. I'm not on it for the sake of running through the story because I kind of already got it, but what I'm actually doing right now is going through every single character and looking at their lore and how accurate they are. That's just what I do for fun. But anyways, if you would like to add me, my ID is as such. I don't actually think they actually have a friend system at the moment, so that's something nice that they can add to the game eventually as soon as they possibly can. But they do actually have a language section and a chatting section, so I think this was added fairly recently. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Try this game out if you have the time, if you are interested in Dynasty Warriors, if you actually enjoyed Fire Emblem Heroes, and the combination of both is kind of the product of this game. So, that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next one. Peace out!